What is going on, internet world? My name is Tommy. You probably know me as Rivet, and I'm your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying fly-sticking team on YouTube. And we are here today with our Week 10 and final regular season battle of the PCC against Coach Heghog and the Montreal Impidimp. This is going to be a great match. Welcome to the workshop. Alrighty guys, we are here breaking down our Week 10 match of the PCC against Coach Heghog and the Montreal Impidimp. He's got a very scary team, but I think we have a decent squad to take him on this week. His first Pokemon is Mega Venusaur, a very bulky grass and poison type with a thick fat ability. It's very bulky and non-passive thanks to its solid special attack stat and solid dual stab in Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb. It also gets other good moves such as Earth Power and Knockoff as well. It can also run physical moves such as Power Whip and Earthquake. It can run Curse Sets, which Heg has been shown to use. It can Leech Seed and Synthesis for recovery. It can Sleep Powder, throw off Toxics and stuff, and do a couple other different things. You could probably see Mega Venusaur in this match. It's a pretty reliable defensive check to a bunch of stuff on my team, such as Blacephalon, Sylveon, Politoed, a bunch of stuff like that. It can also take on Flygon fairly well. Next up is Dragonite, a very offensive dragon and flying type with the multi-scale ability. It's very offensive at base 134 attack and 80 speed. It's a very potent Dragon Dance sweeper thanks to the combination of heavy-duty boots and multi-scale, giving it plenty of opportunities to get off of Dragon Dance. Even without Dragon Dance up, it's still very offensive with moves such as Outrage, Dual Wing Beat, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Extreme Speed, Fire Punch. Heg's been shown to run special sets of stuff like Thunderbolt, Surf, Fire Blast, Ice Beam, a bunch of stuff. He can do a whole bunch of different things with it. So I definitely got to make sure I manage Dragonite the best I can. If he gets Dragon Dance off, the game will be, I'll be in a really rough spot for the game. So hopefully I can manage that the best I can. Next up is Rotom Heat. Pretty bulky and versatile fire and electric type with the Levitate ability. It's got pretty solid bulk at 106 in both of its defenses and 105 special attack. It is also fairly fast at base 86 speed. It's got great dual stab and Thunderbolt and Overheat, and it gets other good moves such as Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Hex, a bunch of different things. He can run defensive sets, he can run more offensive sets or Choice Scarf sets as well. But in this match, I'd probably expect a more especially defensive Rotom to try to take moves from something like Tornadus. I could have Weather Ball and Rain, which, as you'll see, is what I'm bringing. So he'd have to either scout for that if he doesn't know about it. I could also see a couple of other different sets on the team, maybe a Choice Scarf set that just outspeed Torn, or a couple other different things, maybe a Nasty Blots that could be pretty scary as well. So definitely got to watch out for Rotom Heat if I see it. Next up is Weavile, an incredibly offensive and threatening Dark and Ice type with the Pressure abilities. It's got a great dual stab and knockoff and triple axle, and other great moves as well, such as Low Kick. Choice Band sets are incredibly scary. Swords Dance sets are also incredibly scary with stuff like Ice Shard as well. You can run a couple other different sets as well, maybe something like Choice Scarf. But absolutely expecting Weavile in this match. I'm probably expecting a Swords Dance variant, maybe something like with protective pads to stop any chip from barbs from Pharaoh. So if I see that, I'll be in a little bit of a rough spot. At +2, Weavile does pretty much decimates my entire team. I'll have to have some of my checks at very high health in order to take it on, because I don't really have a whole lot of stuff that wants to run Scarf this week, and now it speeds pretty much everything in my team, and Hitmontop doesn't have a good matchup outside of Weavile. So as you'll see, I'm not bringing that. So hopefully Hitmontop is enough to just wait him from fully committing to Weavile. But if he comes and if I see it, I'll have to play around it the best I can. Next up is Primarina, an incredibly offensive and versatile water and fairy type with the Torrent's ability. It's got great dual stab and Hydro Pump and Moonblast, and excellent coverage moves with stuff like Psychic, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, and Energy Ball. It can run Choice Spec sets incredibly easily. It can also run Calm Mind sets with stuff like Substitute as well, and Draenicus to get HP back. Probably expecting Primarina in this match. I don't have a whole lot that wants to take it on. Ferrothorn is a pretty reliable check to it, but he can flip turn out easy peasy, get into something else like Rotom, or maybe something else like that Weavile as well, and put on a whole bunch of pressure. If he's feeling a little funky, he can bring something like the Whirlpool Parasong trapping set. I have seen that before in the past to take on Ferrothorns with Primarina. It's worked very well. So hopefully he doesn't bring something like that, but still, if it comes, I'll have to watch out for it the best I can. Next up is Cobalion, a pretty bulky fighting and steel type with the Justified ability. It can do a whole bunch of different things. It can be physically offensive with moves like Iron Head in close combat and stuff like Swords Dance. It can be specially offensive with moves like Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, and Volt Switch. It can also be defensive with moves like Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Taunt, do a couple different things. But not really expecting Cobalion in this match. It does a decent chunk to some of my mons. It can pressure Sylveon pretty hard. It can also come in on Revenge, some other stuff. But Tornadus scares it out a pretty decent chunk. Can't do a whole lot to Politoed and some other stuff on my team, like Hitmontop kind of scares it. So I could still see Cobalion, but I think he's got a couple of different options in the team that I could see in its stead. Next up is Meloetta, a very versatile and bulky normal and psychic type with the Serene Grace ability. It's very bulky at 100 HP and 128 defense. And with something like Assault Vest, it's very, very bulky. It's also got great special attack at 128 and a phenomenal move pool with stuff like Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Psychic, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. It can also run physical sets thanks to Relic Song and run moves like Close Combat, U-Turn, Knockoff, Relic Song, like I just said. So if I were to bet, I might see Relic Song just because Heg is Heg. He hasn't tried Relic Song yet, and I'm not really in contention, and this is a little bit of a cheese match between buddies. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Relic Song if it comes. Next up is Golisopod, a very offensive water and bug type with the emergency exit ability. Got great attack at 120 and great defense at 140, and a pretty solid dual stab with stuff like Liquidation and Leech Life. Gets priority in First Impression and Aqua Jet. It can set up Sword Stances, gets a pretty decent move pool with stuff like Knockoff and Drill Run, and it can set spikes as well. Runs defensive sets fairly okay as well with moves like Pain Split for recovery and heavy duty boots. However, emergency exit, not the greatest ability. It can force it out in situations that aren't exactly ideal. So I'm not really expecting Golisopod in this match. I have a bunch of stuff that hits it fairly hard, such as Tornadus and Blacephalon, and it can't do a whole lot to Ferrothorn. He could be running something like Close Combat. I believe it gets that. So if I see Golisopod, I'll just have to watch out for that. Next up is Runerigus, a very bulky ground and ghost type with the Wandering Spirit ability. It's very physically defensive, based on 145 defense, and I believe 105 defense, and it does have fairly decent offenses as well, with 95 in attack, I believe. It's got a great dual stab in Earthquake and Poltergeist, and it gets other good moves. It can Iron Defense Body Press up, it can set Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes, and it can do a couple different things as well. It can Pain Split for recovery, Will-O-Wisp stuff, do a couple of different other things. In this match, I could see Runerigus coming. It's one of his better switch-ins to something like Raichu, but yeah, I could have Dark Pulse or Surfer Grass, not so. Maybe he just brings it for the electric community. He can also do a decent job at trying to take on Flygon, absorbing some Earthquakes, maybe firing off a Willow, recovering up. So if I see Runerigus, I'll have to play around it the best I can. Next up is Druddigon, a fairly versatile and bulky dragon type with the Mold Breaker and Sheer Force abilities and Rough Skin. Yeah, it's got 3 great abilities and a pretty decent natural bulk. It also has pretty solid attack at 120. With Sheer Force, it can do some stuff with its pretty solid move pool. It can also run, Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin sets with more defensive sets with stuff like Flare, Stealth Rock as well. It can run phasing sets with Dragon Tail. Heg likes that a lot. But I'm not really expecting Druddigon in this match. I don't think he's got room for it. I think he needs a bunch of other stuff on his team. If it comes, it's probably just a physically defensive phasing set. Sylveon scares it out pretty good. It doesn't do a whole lot against Torn. Something like Flygon can run a special set and dent it pretty good. So not really expecting Druddigon this week. And then last but not least, he's got Ambipom, a pretty offensive normal type with the Technician and Skill Link abilities. Technician's Fake Outs hit pretty hard. It also gets a good move pool with stuff like Tail Slap, Knockoff, and U-Turn. It can work up and run nasty plot sets, which can be kind of weird with special moves. But in this match, I'm not really expecting Ambipom. It doesn't do a whole lot to Ferrothorn. Even something like a +1 low kick doesn't do a whole lot, and he'll be taking a bunch of chip, from Iron Barbs, potentially Rocky Helmet. So I think he's got better mons than Ambipom this week. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into what I am bringing this match. Leading us off, we are rocking Tornadus Therian Revelation 19 coming this week with a heavy-duty boot set with the Regenerator ability, Hurricane, Weather Ball, Icy Wind, and Defog, max special attack, 208 in speed with the Timid Nature, and then 48 in HP. This is a pretty solid offensive mon this week. His only flying resist is Rotom, and a Weather Ball in Rain smacks that thing pretty good. Otherwise, Hurricane is very spammable in this match. Icy Wind is there for that Dragonite. It hits it pretty good. It breaks multi-scale, lowers his speed so he can't set up in speed, forces him to E-speed to try to outspeed something. And then Defog is there for removing any hazards that he might want to set with something like Cobalion. So really relying on Torrent. It's just a pretty solid offensive mon this week. That speeds everything on the team except for Scarfers and that Weavile. Hopefully I can catch something with a Weather Ball or an Icy Wind if he wants to be aggressive with Rotom or Dragonite. And it is also one of my best tools to break down that Mega Venusaur. In Rain, he'll have to rely primarily on Leech Seed for recovery, and a big Hurricane is always a huge threat. So maybe it'll force him into Meloetta. I could be running physical moves, something like a knockoff or a U-turn, so an AV set isn't the super best answer to it, but really liking Torn this week. It's just a good form of speed control, makes him keep that Weavile around. And Hurricane is just very good for spamming this week. Next up, we are rocking Disco Daddy-O the Blacephalon. Disco is running a Choice Band set this week with the Beast Boost ability, Shadow Claw, Knockoff, Zen Headbutt, and Rock Blast. Fully physically invested with the Adamant Nature, and then 228 in speed. I'm really liking physically offensive Blacephalon this week. He doesn't have a whole lot of good answers for this, and I think this will catch him off guard. Shadow Claw is really good for spamming this week. His ghost resists are Weavile, which does not want to switch into Blacephalon, and then Ambipom, which also doesn't want to switch in. His primary switch in is probably going to be Meloetta. If he's something like AV, I'm hoping he forgets about physical stuff. He'll probably think he can absorb, like a Shadow Ball or a Flamethrower or something. But a knockoff just kind of bonks that thing really, really hard. So I'm really hoping I can catch that Mellow switching in with the knockoff. Besides that, Shadow Claw is pretty solid for spamming this week. Zen Headbutt is there for that Mega Venusaur. If he's fairly physically invested, Zen Headbutt has a decent chance to two-shot. And then Rock Blast is obviously there for that Dragonite and the Rotom as well. So in theory, this does a decent chunk to his team. I just got to get it in and get it to do stuff. It might be a little bit of a hassle trying to get situations in which it can actually do some work. I'll have to play my pivoting right, maybe make some aggressive doubles. But realistically, I just want Disco to try to do something. This will be really funny if I can get it to work and catch him off guard. Next up, running Cafeoli. The Ferrothorn Cafe is running a fully specially defensive set this week with leftovers and Iron Barbs, Body Press, Iron Defense, Lead Seed, and Toxic. This is my main switch into Primarina. Primarina can't do a whole lot against me. Best you can do is pivot out or, trap me with Whirlpool or something like that. But I can set up Iron Defenses on a bunch of stuff from this team. Lets me take on moves from Weavile much better. Lets me take on Cobalion and Dragonite much better. And also stuff like that Golisopod and Runerigus. Body Press hits a bunch of those for pretty good damage after a couple Iron Defenses. Lead Seed is there for getting some recovery back. And the Toxic is there for whittling stuff down. Hopefully, maybe he brings something like Sunny Day, Weather Ball, and Venusaur, and that makes me not be able to wall that. But otherwise, this does a decent job of walling Venusaur. I can set up all over it, try to get some work going. And in rain, I might be able to take, a big move from Rotom, and if I'm at like a +4 with Iron Defense, I might be able to squish it with a Body Press, but I will have to, play around that the best I can because Rotom is definitely very scary for my team this week. Next up, rocking FDR, the Politoed. FDR is rocking a Damp Rock set with Drizzle, Scald, Ice Beam, Psychic, and Arrest, fully physically defensive. This is one of my better switch-ins to Weavile. I'm resisting triple axles, which is one of his best ways to hit me, and Scald does about half to that thing. Ice Beam is obviously there for Dragonite. It also hits other stuff on this team, such as Druddigon pretty hard, and then Psychic is obviously there for that Mega Venusaur. Rest is just there for longevity, giving me added switch-ins with Rain, so I can support something like Pharaoh or Revelation later in the game, just so I can get some Hurricanes going and some Weather Balls as well. I'm hoping I can catch, Mega Venusaur with a surprise Psychic. I don't think it'll do a whole lot, but maybe if he's got some chip, he thinks he can switch in, Lead Seed up, try to get some health back. He'll be wrong, and I'll be able to pick up a cheesy kill. But otherwise, FDR is mostly here for Rain this week and just switching it to Weavile. Next up, keeping on the Weavile train, my next mon we're bringing is Snippet Drapion. Snippet running a pretty physically defensive set this week with a Sugar Berry and Battle Armor ability. Poison Jab, Knockoff, Ice Fang, and Brick Break. 60 speed in there is for Timid Primarina, and then the rest is just thrown into Physical Bulk. Poison Jab is pretty spammable this week. Doesn't have a whole lot that wants to take it on, and just getting some poisons on stuff would be nice. Knockoff is also good for just removing any items. Ice Fang is obviously there for that Dragonite, and Brick Break is there for Weavile, so he can't set up on me. Cobalion is very free to switch in on the set. Obviously, Brick Break won't do a whole lot, especially if he's like physically defensive. But this is just good. I need something that's a knockoff switch in. Obviously, I don't really want to take a knockoff on anything else on this team. Brick Break just kind of OHKOs Weavile. Poison Jab and Knockoff are just good for utility, and Ice Fang is good for that Dragonite. Sugar Berry is there for Dragonite. So if he's at like +1/+1, Earthquake won't be able to kill me, and I can try to Ice Fang it for some big damage, especially if multi-skill is popped. But this is just a Dark Resist for Weavile. It also handles Dragonite kind of okay. I would like to bring him on top for Weavile, obviously, but it just gets obliterated by Primarina, and it doesn't take on Meloetta very well, and Dragonite can just dual wing me right through it. So I'm bringing Snippet. I think it deals with Dragonite a little bit better because as much as Weavile scares me, Dragonite scares me just as much because I don't have a whole lot for it on my team. So hopefully this works out okay. And then last but not least, we are rocking Chocolate, the Alolan Raichu. Chocolate's running a Terrain Extender set with Surge Surfer this week, Rising Voltage, Psychic, Surf, and Electric Terrain. 252 in Special Attack, 240 in Speed with the Timid Nature, and then 16 in HP. This is my win con this week. I really need the set to do good work in the late game. This is my best way to outspeed Weavile. If Weavile gets in and is just in against me, then I'm going to be in a really rough spot. I'm going to hopefully try to rely on Cafe or FDR or Snippet to eat a hit and kill that thing. But if I can get this thing going before Weavile comes in, Ice Shard does about half of these like heavy duty boots. If he's banned, it does around 70. But Rising Voltage clocks that thing, and Psychic and Surf do a whole lot to pretty much everything else. So if I can get this thing going, with E-Speed obviously on Dragonite and Ice Shard on Weavile, I have to play it a little bit more carefully. But otherwise, this set looks really, really good if I can get those things out of the way, or I know that they don't have those priority moves. So I'm really hoping Chocolate can do some good work. That's been one of my more consistent members since I picked it up. But so that is what we are bringing for this match. This has been a rather disappointing season. So I'd like to go just have some fun with this match. Heg is obviously one of my best buddies, and I think it's just be a good time to try to have some fun with this match. Hopefully get him into playoffs fairly nicely. But if I can grab a win here and some other stuff goes my way, playoffs isn't completely out of contention for me, but I need a miracle to happen. So maybe I can get some cheats going. Maybe Disco can just absolutely mollywop this team. and Shockland can do some good work as well. But with all that said, let's hop into this match. Alrighty guys, we're about to hop into this Week 10 match of the PCC against Coach Heghog and the Montreal Impidimp. You can see the 6 I expect him to bring up on the screen: Mega Venusaur, Dragonite, Rotom, Heat, Weavile, Primarina, and then Meloetta. I could definitely also see a couple different things in there as well. Maybe that Cobalion, maybe that Golisopod, or that Ambipom as well. But you've seen the 6 I am bringing and why I am bringing them. If you haven't, go check out the team builder. But with all that out of the way, let's hop into this match. Okay, we do see Dragonite instead of Prim. Totally cool. I wonder what Dragonite is here for, but not really surprised to see anything else. Definitely got to manage that Weavile and Dragonite as best I can. Those are very scary. But Alola looks great to put in some work in the late game if I get Meloetta and Dragonite chip, specifically Dragonite. But let's see how this goes. So from a lead perspective, I can see him leading Rotom to pivot, Dragonite to set hazards, Venusaur to get hazards off. I honestly don't hate leading Disco. I mean, the Dragonite, I don't like that lead. I also don't hate leading Politoed. It matches up kind of okay against everything. And I really don't have a switch into Rotom. I don't know what I was thinking of bringing Flygon, but I gotta get Rain off. I gotta do it fast. 'Cause I don't have a switch into it. Like, I'm just now realizing. Like, I would probably expect him to lead Rotom. Cephalon does so much to it. I kind of want to lead it and hope I kill it with Rock Blast. I'm going to do that. I'm going to lead Disco and see if I think he's going to lead Rotom. If he leads Dragonite, I can pivot into something else. I can pivot into Politoed and get my Rain up. But we'll see. I just want to see if I can get Disco on the board. If he's Choice Scarfed and he pivots out into Mellow, that's okay. But it'll be funny nonetheless. Oh, he's going to lead Dragonite? Okay, so here's the thing. Let's see how much a Rock Blast does to Dragonite. I just don't know. Multi-Skill is going to throw off this calc so bad. So I would have to get 4 hits to kill this thing, which I don't think I can count on getting. And he would kill me with Wing Beat or Earthquake. That's a travesty that he led that. I'm just going to go into FDR, see what he goes for. Just EQ immediately, 28. Okay. My play is Ice Beam because Venu's not Mega Jet. But this gives me 8 turns of Rain to do stuff, yeah. 33. Nothing. Yeah, okay, that was a low roll. He's either like mixed or that was a low roll. Yeah, no, he's definitely got Sunny Day Weather Ball on here. I'm just gonna go into. I can go into Rev and probably take a hit. A Giga Drain would do a lot to me. And Sludge Bomb does a lot to Rev though. It's probably my best play. I can scare him out. He's definitely got Sunny Day with Weather Ball. I'm just gonna go straight for Sludge Bomb. Please don't poison me. Awesome. I can go for Hurricane immediately, and then go for Weather Ball afterwards. So I'm gonna do that. I can calc some investment on the Rotom when it comes in as well. But a Weather Ball smacks this thing if he's uninvested. Oh, he's just gonna go straight into Dragonite. That's a 2-shot. If he's got Sucker, it shouldn't do that much. I'm gonna stay and click Hurricane again. Let me just make sure that Dragonite won't murder me with a Sucker Punch. I mean, yeah, Sucker Punch won't kill. I'm gonna stay and click Hurricane again. Yeah, no, my calc says this thing dies. He's gonna go into Rotom this time. 20. He's specially defensive. If he's Pasho Berry, he's a god. Yeah, no, he's fully Spit F. Oh, this Weather Ball doesn't necessarily kill. and I would die to a Volt Switch. But my play is to go into a Alola. In rain, Overheat doesn't do that much. I can eat a Volt Switch. Yeah. Because that Weather Ball was a roll. It was about a 50-50 roll, and I didn't want to take that risk. But I would expect Weavile to come out here, and I'm in a bad spot. Because I could be Scarfed with Focus Blast. That's something he has to obviously watch out for. I should have clicked Weather Ball there. But what are you going to do? Dragonite comes out. Turn 1, EQ to 27. Yeah, okay, so he's Jolly Max. Man, Wing Beat does a lot. Ice Fang does nothing. I could just stay in and go for Psychic and break this thing's terrain, his Surge. I mean, his multi-scale. But I need this thing for later. Could go into Rev and click Icy Wind, but that's risky. I'm gonna go into Snippet this time. Nah, he's gonna burn my berry. I really didn't expect him to go for Earthquake again. I thought he was gonna go for Wing Beat that time. My play is to go for Ice Fang. Oh, Venu comes out. Okay, I missed my Ice Fang. I want to get Disco on the field really bad, but I need to do some other stuff first. I can go into Rev, but that doesn't seem smart. He's going to go for Earth Power here probably, or set speed, or set Seeds. Yeah, nothing I have moderately even touches this thing. Going into Rev is a bad idea, but he's my main way of doing stuff. I got to get Rev back in under Rain. I'm going to go into Politoed and get my Rain back up. And I can stay in and click Psychic. I can go back into Rev, take a hit, and Hurricane. Yeah, Giga Drain does a lot. Psychic barely does anything. I could go into Snippet, into Alola and click Psychic. That still does a lot to me, but I'm going to do that. I don't want to stay in with FDR. I'm going to pivot aggressively into Alola. Best case scenario is he clicks Sunny Day here. Worst case scenario is he clicks Earth Power and I die. I lived it, which is kind of cool. And I can do I can click Psychic, I can click Electric Terrain. I'm just going to click Psychic. Droid comes out. I'm going to click Psychic. I'm going to click Surf this time just to cover. Yeah, Weavile coming in. Alright, well I got one down. That's exciting. Yeah, Weavile comes out now. A Surf in Rain does about half, and that gets me into Cafe or Snippet. He clicks SD here. I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna stay in and click Surf. Make sure he can't set up for free. Okay. And I can go into Snippet and click Brick Break. Or I can go into Cafe and click Body Press. That just brings out Heghog. Alright, well, Mega Venusaur doesn't have Weather Ball, it looks like, so I can set up on that with Ferrothorn later. I just gotta get rid of Rotom. I could go into Snippet and then double into Rev, which is what I think I want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little ballsy here. I'm gonna go into Snippet. I could just click Brick Break, but because like Rev won't be able to hurt Plantera, and I'll get free. He's got to know I got something for this thing. Because if I lose Rev, the game is over. Nah, fuck it. I'll just click Brick Break. Yeah. That was not smart of me, but I should have made that play. I'm dumb. The first Sludge Bomb did 43. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back into Rev this time. Hurricane does a lot. I just want to get Blaze on the field so bad. 46. Screw it. I'm gonna stand and click Hurricane. Oh, that was my last turn of... I confused him. Alright, well. I'm going into FDR and getting Rain back up. My Weavile plan is officially Ferrothorn. I should have clicked Weather Ball. I mean, I really didn't think he was gonna... He could have just killed me. He would have taken shit, but he could have killed Torn. And I'm gonna get a regen here. He's gonna go into Weavile. And I'm just gonna click Scald. Or should I should probably save this guy. I'm gonna go into Cafe this time. Ice Punch. Did a lot. That must be that. Looks, that did a lot for not being Axel. Yeah, that's banned. He's gonna go back into Venusaur here. I'm going to be aggressive and go into Rev. I'm clicking Hurricane again. And I'm going to click Weather Ball this time. Alright, Heatum's out of the way. About time, but... do what you gotta do. Blaze has not hit the field yet, which is epic. He's got to get on the field. I want him here. Big Daddy Blaze. Because realistically, whatever he locks... I know he's choice banned, so whatever he locks himself into, I get to go into Disco afterwards and click a button. Probably Knockoff on Mellow coming in. If he goes into Venusaur, that's a good play. I'm just trying to decide if I need Snippet or Cafe more. I think I need Snippet more. Actually, but realistic, if I get an Iron Defense, it's too late for Iron Defense. I'm too chipped down. And Mellow probably has Focus Blast. Fuck. I'm gonna go into Snippet. I'm gonna see if I can preserve. I'm gonna go for Knockoff. Perfect. And again, I could make the double of going into Rev. But Knockoff has a chance to kill me. Because it's just a matter of... Freaking Venusaur is so free on this thing, but if he makes the prediction that I'm going to make the double, I'm in trouble. Because I just made that prediction that I made the double. I think he's going to stay in this time on me doubling into Torn. Nope. God damn it. Play like Heg does. Be aggressive. I'm gonna go into Pharaoh here. Try to see if I can get myself rolling a little bit. I'm gonna click Iron Defense. I think he's gonna click a Fire move here probably, like Fire Punch, or I can click Toxic. I think I've probably lost here. I know he's got EQ. He must have Fire Punch, or at least one Fire move. Yeah, I'm just gonna click Toxic. Yeah. I'm gonna break Multi-Skill though, which rocks. He's Leftovers. So I got two plays here. I can go into Disco and click Rock Blast or Knockoff. It's a matter of how much does Meloetta take from a Rock Blast. He's like max HP, no defense. About from 3, it does a little under half. You know what? We're doing it. I'm trying to get Disco involved in this game. I could stay in and click Rock Blast because here's the thing: if I was a choice set or something of the sort, if I was Choice Scarf, which I probably should be, Dragonite eats from this thing. And no, fuck it. I'm gonna click Rock Blast. No. Get a lot. I got 3. Fuck you. I'm staying. I'm clicking it again. Or should I not? I could go into Snippet, or I can bet. I mean, this is doing nothing else for me. It revenges this thing. I really didn't think he was gonna stay in for that. He would have. He took any hit from a regular place set. He could just U-turn. If I go into Rev, I could set Rain again, but that doesn't really help me. Fuck it. Oh, I got crit. I still only got 2, but I knew he was gonna U-turn, so it's okay. Come on, Disco. Very sad. Yeah, Weavile just gonna come out here. I'm gonna go into FDR, sack. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay in and click click rest, see if I can get life out of this thing. If you want to stay in and kill me, then cool. And this is where I wish I was considering an agility set with Torn to outspeed Weavile, but oh, he lived. And he got a poison. Annoying. Man, I think Snippet's gonna come damn close to being able to pull it, because Weavile has to lock into something. That's the thing. And I can take a Banded Ice Punch with Blaze. Alright, well, I gotta stay in. Click Icy Wind. That's gonna slow him down. I'll be able to E-Speed here, but he can't E-Speed Disco. And I get to click Rock Blast. Or should I preserve? No, I don't need to preserve anything. Icy Wind. He's got, I mean, he must have E-Speed. Alright, well, he didn't. And Rev is still out here, making schmoves. Weavile comes out. My play is to stay in. Or I can go into Snippet, realistically. And just click Brick Break and keep Torn around. But should I do that, or... I'm going to stay in and click Hurricane and let him kill me. Because those two are my resistances to this thing. Alright, well, my play is to go into Disco. And click Rock Blast. I think Snippet should be able to take an Ice Punch. Let's see. Come on, Disco. Come on, big boy. I missed my Rock Blast. Please, God. Don't let this happen. Don't let this happen. Not like this. Come on, Disco. Come on, bro. Come on, you haven't let me down yet. You're my best buddy. Ah, son of a bitch. Come on, man. Disco, please. And now he's able to click Ice Punch and kill me. I can't believe it. I can't believe that just happened. I'm really upset. I'm really upset. I didn't deserve that, man. I really didn't. 290% moves. I'm mad. I'm very mad. Snippet, for some ungodly reason, live this. Please. Snippet. Snippet. Please. Please. If that is not a characterization of my season, I don't know what is. Well, I unfortunately lost because of two 90% misses and a freeze. That's just the perfect way to end that season. The absolute perfect way. I have literally no words. Well, to those of you who have watched this season, thank you very much for doing so. Definitely not the way I wanted it to go. You know, I made some boneheaded decisions myself, but the odds were definitely stacked against me, just from RNG and hacks. A lot of stuff didn't go my way this season, but you know, that's the game you play sometimes. But you know, I think I still played okay, so I'm not too mad about that. There's not a whole lot I could do. And realistically, had I won this match and somehow clawed my way into playoffs, I would have had to play Heg again, and he had seen my tricks this time, so didn't have a whole lot of shot. But thank you guys so much for watching this battle. If you enjoyed the battle, please be sure to leave some love down on the like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Leave a like for Heg. He's a great guy. He's one of my best buddies, and he's going into the playoffs with the top record in the season in the league, I believe. So leave some love for him. But thank you guys so much for watching this season of the PCC, as it was an absolute blast, even though stuff didn't exactly go my way. But we should be back pretty soon with some SDF stuff going on. This should be coming fairly shortly. I got some stuff in the works, perhaps some Ubers, maybe some other stuff. And I think UBL is supposed to be starting up as well. So might be a little lapse in content, but we'll be coming back very strong with some great content. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.